When you think about it in those terms, it's like it'd be silly not to buy something because you know on a long enough timeline it'll probably go up.
It will probably go up just because.
You know, it's a real buy the dip kind of situation if you were so inclined. But if you do, don't buy a shitcoin. Just don't buy a shitcoin because
buy a real one. Buy a Bitcoin.
Yeah, buy the dip while it's dipping.
Yeah, you know. There's this whole separate community that's a lot like Wall Street Bets, Chris, that I'm a part of. They've got their own thing going on. It's very similar, though. A lot of tech giants trying to influence it and stuff, and Musk doing his thing, and it's a lot. It caused a lot of this current dip.
Oh look, there's Elon being the fucking snake oil salesman I always say he is.
So yeah, he's definitely a big problem. He's not the only one. There's a couple of others.
Oh, Lewis, did you do any big brain? Yeah, did you do any big brain things on what's it called? Michael Burry's puts on Tesla?
I didn't really read it, but I agree with it in principle.
Put your hands up.
So the one thing I did read that I have read before, and which is my primary reason for not liking Elon Musk, is that the way that Tesla makes money is they get subsidies from the government, and that is how they are able to afford what they're doing.
This is correct. Yes.
So someone did the math once. Every car that is sold by Tesla, they lose $5,000 on each car.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they don't actually make money. The money is made back when they get cash from the government.
Whoa.
So here's the thing that's really fucked up, right? Those subsidies for Tesla, they come from like taxes on gas cars and stuff like that. So think about this, right? Elon Musk doesn't make money when someone buys a Tesla. He makes money when someone buys a different car. Because that's the thing that is paying for Tesla, is other people's car purchases that are taxed.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so like when you think about the system, right? Like this, it's kind of like a snake eating its own tail.
Oh, I know that word.
The Ouroboros.
I know that word. It's like
Ouroboros. I just said it.
yeah.
No, wait, Marissa's almost got it.
Marissa, you can do it.
You can do it.
This is all
I believe in you.
Carry on, Lou. Carry on.
Come here, come here!
Got excited. Go ahead.
Leave this to me.
But yeah, the crypto situation is very interesting. I'm glad I didn't have too much in the pot, but you know, I'm gonna be down a little bit. I'll probably just keep it sitting in the wallet until something crazy happens.
I'm skilled.
I got my refund and stuff, so I'm fine.
Till next we meet.
There's
I could spare it.
So Ying's been kind of like roaming around different subreddits, and she's been reading up a lot of the DDs of what's been going on.
Down like almost 40%.
So
Buy the dip. Buy the dip.
Also China's saying, oh, we're not doing crypto, so like that's definitely having an impact too.
But see, I feel like a big part of the reason why Bitcoin went up to where it went was because of Tesla and what Tesla was doing.
It wasn't just Tesla. There were a bunch of big firms that bought into it, and then they just pulled out just now, and that's what caused it to
But I think
plummet almost
they
20
pulled
grand.
out because of Elon and because
They pulled out because of Elon and also because of China, because they used a lot of that to do their thing with China.
Yeah.
And also Iran, because it circumvents sanctions.
Oh, interesting.
United States, the SEC is doing liquidity tests.
Yeah.
So So by the deadline, 3 minutes before the deadline, it was the deepest dip of Bitcoin because all the banks are getting prepared to pass the test. So that's why they need to sell their Bitcoin.
So there were mass sell-offs before the test even initiated.
And also, they're looking to put legislation forward that anything over $10,000 needs to be declared.
That's only for companies.
Like any other bank
Transaction.
transfer, yeah.
Right?
Yes,
I didn't
so,
know.
which
I didn't
wasn't
know.
currently a law, so that changes things for some people.
Well, because for a long time, Bitcoin wasn't money.
Guys,
Well, not just that, it was also a very effective way to evade
there's
taxes.
so many laws, Alex. There's more than
Yes.
Yeah, so there's
like,
a lot of things going on right now simultaneously that's causing this.
not causing this, but like the entire they're prepare the market crash.
They're prepared for a market crash, for real. This
Yeah,
I
so
think that this is real.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
this
of
is-
institution, like what's it called? You can see like how many insiders are making selling shares and stuff. And it's been a lot in the last month or two. Like they're clearly someone knows something is about to happen. So.
And the only reason why people are at least aware, like us, is because of Wall Street bets and shit, because they're now seeing what's happening. And they're freaking out.
And I don't know, did you guys see the recent post that a lot of people transfer their share from Robinhood to Fidelity? They find their cost basis are around $500 for a portion of a share.
That's so strange. Like
Yeah,
the
because-
implication of that is that GameStop is worth like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because someone got a 0.008 share for $3,000.
That's bizarre.
So that's around $300,000 per share at this point.
So one of the main guys there on Superstock, this guy is like an expert at finding fraud or something like that. He's really well known for doing what he does. He was asked a bunch of these questions about this, and he was like, it's possible that it is that there's a transfer system that failed and they were getting the wrong information. Hold on, but I can't safely say either way. What you need to do is you need anyone who's affected by this problem, obviously contact Fidelity.
Oh shit.
Contact SEC, submit a whistleblower thing.
Yeah, so what happened is, they don't have the...
Oh shit, did I kill her?
Oh shit, no,
Billy, where are you?
he's so frozen.
Billy's back.
Oh no, you hear them.
Oh, kick ass.
She's turning.
I can't even see a screen because when you push a frame, it goes online.
Oh shit. Yo.
They always turn into this. It's always something.
Why do you need to
Crazy.
It's in my leg.
Looks like your outside matches your inside. Such a witch.
Submit whistleblower forms to the SEC about this, because this is
They are trying to record their I think they're thinking that Robinhood is trying to fake their tax.
and they're buying these shares off of the stock pools, and these are what they're getting them at. The other thing is that they're probably selling their shares like Citadel for high prices. So Citadel, they're buying them from Citadel for high prices so that they can do their
Just so that's the price that they purchased. Because otherwise, why would they purchase
Then share to someone else.
someone bought a share last year for $40 per share from Robinhood, but then when they got it transferred back, it sold for $400. So they're like, okay, so I bought it for $40. Where's that $350 come from?
And that might explain
They don't have the liquidity.
Yeah, they probably thought they could control them.
The Weeble was also doing the same thing. I think so. So it's the application that's
Yeah, more often than not, if you're not paying attention, you are the currency.
yeah, same with the media. If you get free media, those are their opinion in it.
Sometimes even when you pay for it, you're still the product. 8 times out of 10, that's just what it is.
But it's bad.
Take a couple bit. Evil Dragon, that's the new one.
Don't be shy. Show me your terror. Time to die. I'll eat you up, every last morsel.
Dead.
Oh shit.
I think it's my computer.
You're the
did
one
it.
who's cursed.
Yeah, sure, restart it. Yeah.
Well, can
I found your friend in his
Looks like I'm getting out of this place.
Yeah, Bill, you got it.
Ed, we're just gonna restart it.
Everything.
So, Lewis, for Robinhood, what Ying and I actually did a deep think on this. We suspect that Robinhood buys everything on margin, everything.
Rose.
Including a Dogecoin. So that's the thing. I have a friend who put like a couple of like 20 grand in it, and he bought it on Robinhood. And then that's the thing. Like, I feel like all the Dogecoin you bought on Robinhood are the same thing as your stock. So you give Robinhood 20 grand, and then Robinhood will tell you, yeah, sure, you have that amount of the Dogecoin. Quote, you know, like a blink, blink. Pretty much
But they
you
don't
have
really. Yeah.
you don't have that. But they will keep you $20,000
It's
to
kind
do
of like
other.
yeah, it's like the the SLV ETF, where you think you're buying silver, but you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're buying the promise of silver.
Yeah. So when everybody trying to, you know, that's why you cannot transfer the cryptocurrency.
It's a big deal because when we were thinking about it and trying to, you know,
At least with the stock, people only find out after they transfer from Robinhood to Fidelity. So for people who cannot transfer, they will never, their trick will never be found out, you know. You always think, yeah, I have this 20 grand worth of Bitcoin, but in fact, they promise you an IOU of this amount of Bitcoin, no, Dogecoin. But as a matter of fact, when you're trying to sell it, they will give you some bullshit reason like technical difficulties. That's why it happens whenever Dogecoin's price spikes when people trying to sell it. They will tell you, technical difficulties, you cannot sell
Yeah,
it.
he's got to use a different exchange. You can't trust him.
Yeah, you can't.
that's kind of what's been, well, what we've been thinking, and I'm sure a bunch of people are thinking right now. That's why when the first quote unquote squeeze happened with GameStop. Hold on. When the first squeeze happened, you're not necessarily buying the stock. You're buying IOU to get from the stock.
Right. And there's a lot of different things like you know the gold market is like this too. Like a lot of people, they buy, you know, gold IRAs. Right. But what you're buying is essentially a bond or like paper. So it might say, oh yeah, this is redeemable with gold, but if you were to actually try to get gold, it'd be a huge pain in the ass.
It's true. That makes sense.
Hear our voice together as one in reverence. We call on thee.
Who's dropping in, dropping out?
To deliver us into
Looks like it's
Keep hearing someone
Chris.
come and go.
midnight moon rises on black wings, so we make the sacrifice.
That's a bitch again.
As the midnight
Sorry,
moon
okay.
rises on black wings, we await the light at the end.
It's your machine.
In life and
It's
in
your
death,
machine.
glory to Mother Miranda.
Mine ain't any better.
Hey, remember me? I almost died up at that castle. Tell me, what is going on around here?
This witch is
How
scary.
can a man be almost dead? That's a question for the wise.
You know what I mean. And I still haven't found Rose. Where did Mother Miranda take her?
You're too late. Or maybe almost too late. The child will be sacrificed.
We just
life
killed the
for
thing.
life.
What kind of sick medieval shit is this? She's just a baby.
The crests of the four bloodlines may open the path you seek.
Will you please stop talking in riddles? I just want to find my daughter.
Oh yes, that.
It's only a riddle if you don't know the
Yes.
answer.
But you know we don't do it.
I can't use it for
Wait a second. That looks familiar.
Don't do it.
Hey, wait!
Marissa's having a problem with getting Final Cut Pro onto her MacBook because the MacBook Air only has 250 gigabytes of space, which sounds like a lot, but it's not.
Right.
And punch me.
Well, you have 120 gigabytes remaining. Maybe.
No, it's 100.
So she can't. She doesn't have room for Final Cut. Is the
Yeah, you looked at it
the question?
yourself.
Gotta get some high-speed storage so you can plug in USB.
She's got one.
Oh, it's just such a problem. It's just such a problem. 'Cause I am a dance teacher who got stuck being fucking virtual, and now I'm a goddamn film editor.
Is this?
I mean, that's the thing with Apple, right? It's like, you buy as much storage as you think you're gonna need, because you're not gonna be able to upgrade it.
No, I know.
I mean, you could do USB stuff or Thunderbolt stuff, and that's fine, but...
It's
Do you
Umbrella.
think she could run Final Cut Pro off of...
How new is that MacBook?
It's relatively new.
And High Sierra, right?
It's
High Sierra's a little old.
That's very end of life. We should fix that.
Louis, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down.
You got this machine like 2 years ago. Why does it have High Sierra on it?
I mean, like, basically, what year was that thing released? Like, what year is that MacBook? That's a big question. Because the OS is one thing, that could be a company decision, who knows, but... if it's the older, like, 2014, 2016...
I think it is probably a 2016 or 2017, because I got it in 2018, and it's from my job.
So if it's like a 2016, you can run Final Cut. Your renders are just going to be very hot and very slow. But you should be able to do it.
No, so basically the Final Cut Pro will usually go onto my laptop, and I could even maybe update the laptop to the not end-of-life one. The problem is the amount of storage, which I can use a USB drive. The problem is and then finding a way to upload it, I guess, because I have to
Go with your computer.
play it for graduation.
So
I will.
What settings do I need to change?
I just have to figure out a way to maybe upload it to like a Dropbox or a Google Drive so that somebody else could play it.
yeah.
It's not going to all fit on my laptop for the day of graduation when we have to present it.
So I would definitely put it on like a Google Drive or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Or
just time
a fucking flash drive. Play it off of that.
No,
But you can probably... I think you can install Final Cut Pro, the application, onto the external hard drive.
Yes, just keep in mind, she's probably going to need something very high speed, otherwise it's not going to work right.
right. That's what I was trying to say.
You know, it can be done. But USB might work, might not. You might need a Thunderbolt hard drive.
I might have to be somebody else doing it because I'm sick and tired of learning.
Yeah, they didn't really give you the right equipment to do something like that.
Oh, absolutely not.
You know, there are MacBooks that can do it, especially the new ones, that have Apple's new processor they made themselves. Like, that stuff is all very powerful. But, you know, if you've got one that's a little bit older, especially a MacBook, especially if it's one of the slimmer ones that don't have very good cooling, those things are not really meant for that.
Yes,
it's a Pro.
MacBook
Okay.
Pro. Yes, Alex. It overheats constantly. It's a piece of crap. And I even said to Lewis, I said, what if I just fucking bought a new goddamn laptop?
Expensive.
and then Lewis was like, are you gonna buy a new laptop every time you have to make a movie? And I was like, I don't want to keep making movies. I'm done.
You know, if you get one of the new, if you want to do Apple still, you can get the new M1 ones, and those all run great, and they sip power.
What is sit power?
Meaning, because it's Apple's new processor they make themselves, not to get too technical, basically it's very efficient and it runs a lot cooler.
Does it?
Yes.
And I could do it for all... because, so...
Let me put it this way, the processor is so powerful that they use the same exact one in every Apple device they make now. They use it in the iPad Pro, they use it in the MacBooks, they use it in the iMac they just released.
Oh, that's so
It's the
nice.
same chip in all of them. The only difference is the cooling that is on it.
Ugh, that's so nice. That's so nice. That's so nice.
But you know, it comes with a little bit of a price tag. It's not
There you
as
are.
bad as you
I
would
had a
think.
feeling you would pop
Yeah.
up here.
They've
It
actually
was all
gotten a little bit
worthless.
cheaper.
Is that so?
Oh,
I
of course.
assume you've picked up something of value.
You know, to try and buy a house.
Not sure if it's a value, but
Why?
You know, that's
have
if
your
you want
daughter
to stick
right
with
in
Apple.
your own hands.
There's options, you know.
The only reason
What are
why I
you
want to
saying?
stick with Apple, and you're gonna laugh at me,
Take a closer
is that
look.
Apple's come with iMovie. Final Cut Pro is a whole thing that you have to download, and now it's a separate thing. The iMovies, when I use everything with the pictures, the videos, when I take it from my iPad and I upload it to the lap, everything goes so smoothly because it's all the same shit. It's all the, you know, it's already
That
compatible.
flask
If you're looking for
seems to
continuity,
contain her head.
Just go with Apple.
Right?
If that's really important to you.
It is important because
Then-
of my job.
Roses.
don't say another
So,
word.
and that's a perfectly valid reason to want to do that.
Yeah.
So if you were so inclined to do something like that,
this is
buy a
impossible.
newer Apple product,
This
one
just
with their
can't be.
Your
new
daughter's
processor,
essence is still intact.
and just go with that.
Her powers
It all
are
works
truly
great.
unique.
It's not that expensive. It doesn't have to be a laptop
Who
or
could even do this?
She can be
it
saved.
would have to be a laptop because I would have
Saved.
to travel.
From
I
this?
see. Okay.
Are you insane?
There's a house with a red chimney on the western side of the village. Go and
Really,
seek
this
out
is
the
a
man
freaky-
who lives there. Then we can continue our conversation.
Thank you, Alex. I
Quit
appreciate
holding
your
out
advice,
and get to
I
the damn
definitely am
point.
going to think
You
about
don't
it.
have to trust
If
my
you're using this for
word.
work, you better make them pay for that shit.
But do you have any better options?
That's the other
Get
fucking
some
problem,
reimbursement at the very least.
right?
Be like, listen, what you guys gave me is not sufficient for what you're
Your
asking me to do.
choice.
So either you have someone else do it,
The customer
or
is
you reimburse me
always
for the correct
right.
equipment.
After all,
I like what
You
you're
know,
saying.
if they want to play hardball, tell them to batter up.
You'll pay if I find out
Batter
this is a
up,
lie.
bitch. I like it. Thanks, Alex.
Joker.
We're trying to get back on.
welcome, Ethan.
He had technical difficulties.
You guys okay?
Technical difficulties.
Things are lagging. Drive me crazy.
Please come again.
Crazy. Drive me
You're not the
crazy.
ones lagging, you're the ones lagging.
Lag. Dude, I love Baja Blast. They're the best.
Baja Blast is pretty good.
Blast.
Baja Blast from the Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, Taco Bell. Product placement from Taco Bell. In chorrito,
Seeking
nacho,
something
burrito.
in particular.
Believe it or not, I was reading some DD and they had that in the DD, and I started giggling. What Alex just said. Yeah.
So, Luce, if you disagree with anything I said, you know, please speak up.
I disagree. I mean, I guess it comes down to like, I'm sure that we can get some way to get Final Cut Pro run on this computer. We just have to, like,
You can.
delete something that's on it.
The thing is,
I
yeah,
don't care for Final Cut Pro. I only care for Final Cut Pro because it has the Brady Bunch effect, and I can get more kids in the video.
Oh, Lady Democles. Beautiful even in death.
There's
Working,
lots
and
of
now everything is
options.
uploaded,
Yes.
and I'm panicking. Yeah.
it just comes down to what you're comfortable using. There's other programs you can use that aren't that, but
Right. Yeah.
depends on what you want to do. And, you know, being on Apple, the Apple ecosystem definitely narrows things down a little bit. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Ah,
It,
so I noticed
Yeah,
that.
I'll be right.
don't have a
back.
panic attack. There's definitely options before you. It just kind of depends on what you want to do.
Oh,
You know, do you want to throw money at the problem,
Thank
or do you
you
want
for
to try to
your
make what you have
purchase.
work? That's a big question.
Speaking of throwing string cats, Dixon, how could you done to me?
Have a wonderful adventure.
I love this rug.
More than you.
we brought the whole room together. How come this is broken? I definitely did something. I did fuck up. I fucked up.
And Marissa, if you're comfortable using iMovie, how come you can't just use that on the one you have? What do you need Final Cut for?
Haha, you're gonna laugh.
What the hell?
And that's something, of course, that isn't available in iMovie, I imagine.
Of course not. And of course everyone sees fucking other people doing the Brady Bunch effect with all the kids
Because of Zoom.
fucking things. What, you know something? Something is really going on with these headphones. Maybe it's because they're earbuds, but
They are kind of cheap.
they're like actually hurt. Like I actually am not doing.
We gotta get your technical situation sorted out.
I think I'm having I think I'm having panic attack. Ugh. I can't get
have a
I-
panic attack?
My headphones?
I can't get. No, I don't.
There are solutions. It's
Did
funny you
just
mentioned
throw that
MacBooks.
at
I
me? You suck. You suck.
have 2 older MacBooks sitting right behind me that I was refurbishing. But they're probably older than what you have already.
Now I have to pick headset. No, I definitely something just happened.
Deleted something that I wasn't supposed to on my.
Your
ID
voice
right
sounds
now.
100 times better than that.
Okay, that helps because that was something. I really fucked up recently. Does anyone know I was?
So
I'm
low.
gonna turn her up. She's really low now. Hold on.
She's a bit quiet,
Yeah.
but sounds much better.
Yeah, it's probably
I don't
that
know how to
volume
do
mic.
that on my phone.
Alright, say something.
The other thing I was.
Ooh, it's better.
Was from Target, and they were $9.
Target.
Yeah.
My God. I'm gonna call it this.
So I want to finish.
I have not done that yet. I'm pretty close to the end though.
At least
Okay,
I
exit.
think I'm close to the end. There's a mission that you get eventually where they're like, if you go any further, the game is over.
That's basically where I'm at.
I'm like, but I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
Me and
Got all
Johnny
the
are
side
becoming
stuff.
friends.
Yeah, so. And I was waiting for some patches and stuff. I just got kind of distracted by some other games, but I absolutely love Cyberpunk. Especially now I have better hardware to run it.
You know, they made some significant changes. Like,
Oh yeah.
I want to give them a little more time and play it again because, like, one of the big changes that they made that was bothering me at the beginning, and this is such like an elite sounding thing, but when you were walking through the city, you would very frequently walk past the same models.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they weren't really randomizing people in the city.
Right, because that demands more power from the
Right.
engine.
So I don't know what they did, but they made a change recently, and now the streets are just loaded with just a cacophony of different looking people.
I think they, with the optimizations, they freed up some overhead that they could do that.
Yeah, so now, like, there's also like parents with children, and everyone's got like an interesting walk. Like, some people walk differently, and then, like, different postures, different kinds of clothing, things like that. So it feels much more real. The only thing I'm noticing now I didn't notice before is sometimes if you're doing something like if you're in a small room, or if you're climbing a ladder or something like that, like, I'll turn my head and I'll see my character's torso. And
I've noticed that.
It's super weird because I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a first-person game.
Is it my turn or your turn?
I'm surprised that they even modeled the torso. You know?
But
What's your dream car?
My dream car?
Yeah, because
Probably the Bentley.
you and I probably would share the same car.
Who asked him about dream car?
Alex is asking what Chris is asking what my dream car would be. that he spoke that.
Oh no. Why didn't I hear it?
Maybe he's a little quiet.
He's coming through on Ying's mic.
Oh my god. There you guys are.
Hi, Missy.
Hi, Ying. I couldn't hear you the whole time.
Oh, me.
Aww. Chris, are you asking about cars?
Sure is.
Say that it's probably like the same car that you like.
Yeah.
I want a silver Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, then probably not. Damn.
I would like that very much.
I was thinking.
No, Missy. Let me ask you a question. If you have unlimited amount of money to buy one car, which car will you choose?
Oh, I already know which one it would be.
What?
Oh, what would yours be, Lewis?
So, if I could buy any car in the world, I would want the Batmobile from the 1989 movie.
Whoa!
That's what I want to pull up in. Everywhere I go. Fucking groceries. Here we go.
I'm picking up a gallon of milk.
Picking up my kid from school. Hey.
Well, that's
get in,
cool.
faggot. We're going to soccer practice.
We're talking about the first Batman. Wait, the Tim Burton one, or are we talking about
the Tim Burton?
It's the same car in
Burton
both
one.
movies.
I don't
It's
think I ever.
just a
The one that has a
Corvette
trunk
with a
in it.
fiberglass body on top of it.
It's the coolest one.
It looks like a jet engine.
Uh-huh.
It's a jet engine with a driver's seat and passenger seat.
It's a Corvette.
Is it basically just a Corvette?
It is just a Corvette with a fiberglass body on top of it.
Whoa, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, man.
It's
Look,
unpractical as fuck, but that's very
It's
cool.
totally impractical, but I don't care. I have money. It's my fantasy.
Listen,
I
all
would
of the
need 2
Batmobiles
parking
have the
spots.
same idea. They have a fucking jet engine in the middle of it.
4 parking spots.
And it has cool armor. Got a little button on his remote, and it gets all armored and stuff, the anti-theft device.
See, now that's the thing. I really would want the actual car, not just.
That's
a replica. Real one.
With the red one.
That seems kind of doable. They're basically like little Mac 10 rip-off things on a articulating arm. Like, how hard could that be to mock up, right?
Dude, that's fucking great. How about you, Missy?
I mean, I want like one car. I want like a cool car.
Do you like a cute car? Do you like a cool car?
No, I want to go like fast car.
Oh no, Missy, I know what car you want.
What?
You love Supernatural, right?
Oh, if I had
The
Cam
Impala.
and Dean's car.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're gonna be one of those people?
oh my god, I would drive baby. Yeah, I would.
Missy, that's my choice too. That's why I said it earlier. I'm like, that's probably what I want.
Oh yeah. It's a Lincoln, so it will do nicely.
Come on, you little fucker.
The problem is that I didn't even finish the series, but I love it that much.
Oh my god. Yeah.
The problem is that I don't know where I stopped, and I'm afraid to just rewatch about 100 hours of one season, already watched season.
It's a lot more than 100 hours.
But that's what I mean, though. That's why I kind of like didn't keep going. But maybe I could watch a highlights of it. I just want to know what happens.
The highlights itself would be 100 hours.
Huh?
There's 17 seasons.
But the problem is I just get it if it's a fan. They're the only ones that would like it.
They started a series on flip phones.
Louie and I have to watch the anime.
Has a little mechanical edge just like this. Drive.
It's so cool. Yeah, you probably could like give that to Japan.
So anybody like, yeah, United States, but it's so cool though.
It is very cool.
And my seats are all
Do
furry.
you understand? Like any cat person would steal that from you.
That's why I need a garage. That's why if I have money, I'm gonna have a garage.
I mean, like let's say I got the Impala and Missy got the Impala, or whatever, right? I would just wrap it, you know.
And that's the thing, you can't be Gran Torino.
It has to be Gran Torino.
Like you will never drive it.
Actually, would you guys buy a Gran Torino?
Bitch.
Bill, what's your dream car?
My dream car?
Yeah.
It would be probably either a 2004 WRX GDB or
Wow, that's a lot of letters.
or probably a GTR.
Like a Mustang.
No, a GTR, Nissan GTR.
A Nissan.
Like a normal.
What do you mean, like a normal car?
Like.
Well, just because you didn't say the Impala, the
Why
world's
you
most
gotta
practical car.
You have this like, you know, goddamn.
How is a WRX obscure?
I don't know what that is.
Just
A WRX, an STI, a Subaru.
You could pick those up at a dealership.
Yo, Bill,
They're
I
like
know what car
60
you
grand.
want.
Like you could buy one
Bill.
now.
You
Bill.
sound like someone
Bill.
trying to spell out so that no one like when a little can't understand it.
I'm sorry
Don't
I
worry that
didn't.
you're using too many
Bill.
letters.
I'm sorry that I didn't dull it down to your level. Like the one with wheels and black that goes vroom.
Bill.
I'm sorry.
That's nice.
Bill.
Now I know exactly.
Bill,
Yes.
I know what car you really want.
The DeLorean?
You want the initial D car.
That's the one. That's the GDB. Oh, you mean the
No.
8.6.
Exactly one.
Toronto.
The like an
Actual
actual 8.6. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
honestly, you're probably right. Well, again, if you're talking about like, because that car, I mean, yeah, it'd be really fucking rad, and I would love the shit out of it. But
With
like,
the
It also can't
Japanese
exist
like
in the
driver's
States.
license, Bill?
oh, with like the Fujiwara tofu shop on it,
Yeah.
I would really love that. But I would
You
have to
basically
go
have to
like,
mod a Toyota here, though, right? Because it won't meet emissions.
no, it will. You can people import them all the time. The only issue is that you have to pay a tax stamp for a right-hand drive.
Ah.
And it's like retarded expensive. But the car did come out here, but it's a little different. Like the back end looks stupid. It's not like the hatchback kind of looking thing. It's a little weird looking. But there are people that make kits that are to make it look screen accurate to the Fujiwara tofu car.
Whoa.
But the WRX that I love is from Initial D. It's Bunta. It's Takumi's father. That's his Subaru. That's my favorite car.
Now, Alex, which one is your favorite car?
I have 3 different answers. Do you want, like, insane, practical, or...
Insane.
Somewhere in the middle. Insane, Plymouth XNR, there was 1 production model.
What?
Plymouth XMR. Let me look it up.
Is that a
Plymouth
rocket ship?
XNR. It looks like a rocket ship. It's a retro-futuristic thing.
Oh, this thing is cool as hell.
Yeah,
Yo.
made by Xer. He was one of the best automotive designers ever to live.
This actually looks like a mech.
And it has an amazing story behind it. They made one off of it was a
What is it
one
look like?
prototype that ever saw production, right? And it was given to the Shah of Iran, and it went underground during the Civil War, and it survived. And it got completed in Canada in like 2011, and it got sold for like $6 million.
Oh shit, Bill. Headshot.
He's
You
got
want
a
a
metal
slightly-
head.
If you want a slightly more practical answer, 1972 Cuda.
1972 Cuda.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
The 1972 Barracuda is very pretty, dude.
Yep.
Fuck.
Holy fuck.
Wow, how do you kill
I
this
like
fucker?
Mopar.
Oh, I'm completely out of ammo.
Oh, you're fucked, bud.
There we go.
Oh, shit. You have 3 rounds. You have 3 rounds left.
Oh, there we go.
Good luck, Bill.
Good luck, Bill.
Good luck, Billy.
Maybe you can whack him with it.
Billy, 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 Billy.
So, the Batmobile that you linked there, the last one, the Adam West one, that's built on top of the only production Lincoln Futura. Made by Bob Bucks.
I remember watching like a thing where they were talking about it's on top of the car that itself is already kind of rare.
It was the only one. There's replications of it, but that was the only one made by Lincoln.
Try again.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow. So tomorrow, when?
When what?
Tomorrow when indeed.
Tomorrow what time?在门后面啊。
对啊，你那个房间里面乱的乱，人家在抱团的，他能把衣服洗的花洗。是的，这个女孩洗吧，那个老婆洗，然后把地起来，地上。
You had a lockpick, Bill.
Huh? What?
If you had a lockpick.
Huh?
If you had a lockpick.
Yeah, no, I don't have one. I used it before.
Yeah, they do. You find them throughout the game. You need to use them like keys to open up rare stuff. But he doesn't have any lockpicks.
Oh, kill that pig! Bill, kill
Whoa!
that pig! Kill that pig!
I did.
You get meat.
Jesus.
Can I close the side window?
I started listening to the last podcast on the left.
That is my favorite podcast of all time.
Oh God, not another one.
Yeah, that is one funny ass.
Alex,
fucking surrounded.
I'm also a fan. I am also a fan, except I'm like really behind now.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
I listened to a lot of the earlier stuff because Bill told me to catch up, and there's some amazing things on there.
They're really good comedians, and they've been around the circuit for a long time. Those dudes are fucking funny. Which episodes did you listen to?
So right now I'm listening to the Men in Black episode.
I love the Men in Black
Men in Black ones. The Talpas!
Because I just listened to the Black Eyed Kids episode. Like, you want to listen to the Men in Black episode?
Yeah.
Because these two things are extremely similar.
Yeah. And the Black Eyed Kids one is like they call them the relaxed fit episodes.
Okay.
So they're like the ones that they're just kind of dicking around telling a story.
Yes.
But there's like the Jonestown one, the series they did, won them awards, and they actually got a show on A&E from it.
Dude, that one, no, for real, that one was intense.
Talk about Jonestown.
Yeah.
It's 5 episodes long too. It's so
It's
fucking good.
amazing. Yeah, I could not let go. Literally, I just sat there, just listening to this for days. I would be programming, and like my efficiency in programming, listening to things is pretty high. With this one, I went to a crawl, because I was just like so intensely listening to it. And I'm telling you, I really like the Men in Black one because, you know, tulpas and shit, that blew my mind. But you know, I really dig it. I really dig the stories that they tell. It's just that sometimes it can get a little bit too dark, and you gotta come back to the light side for a little while.
Well, that's what they always call their gold star episodes.
What? when it's like too dark.
When it's they'll give you like a trigger warning almost. They'll always say like, all right, we're headed into Gold Star territory, where it's like they're talking about like raping and horrible mutilations and fucked up shit, and they'll like get through it. But there's one episode that they do where every time, because they're doing the Joseph Mengele one is the best one they ever did, and every time
the darkest shit.
Every time they talk about them like him like scooping out children's eyeballs and shit, they'll interlace it with a home improvement fact. They're like, all right, yeah, so Joseph Mengele took the live children and jammed a rusty spoon in their eye socket and popped their eyeballs out. And if you didn't know that, in Germany, tool time is actually called "Look Who's Hammering." They'll be talking like I could really use a tool time fact right now.
It's a TV show.
Fun.
Those dudes are fucking hysterical.
This is a podcast. I used to listen to a lot of it.
So you know.
Hey, so I realized this.
So
just looking through
human
games and stuff and games that we've played.
Right. So
Marissa
human
is the only person in our group in Monster Con who has dated the 6 main love interests.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
She has won 6 times.
That's the benefit for batting for both teams. You can kind of go wherever you want.
That's what what if I was dead?
That game is so worth, for real. That is a very worthy game.
Player.
They have the
Everyone in that game is gay.
We have the sequel. We haven't even touched the sequel yet.
Yeah, but like how many can still have 4?
There's new characters.
But no, like players.
Oh, more players. I think with more players, it'd take more time.
It does, but everybody have fun.
I think you can only have 4 though.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a thought about human mutilation, right?
Oh god.
So my question is, let's say in a very terrible condition, you get grabbed by a psychopath, and then he's trying to do mutilation on your body, right? Will he give you numb juice, anesthesia,
Well,
to put you to sleep?
If it's Joseph Mengele, no, he doesn't.
But that's the thing, that does not meet his mutilation standard, because when he cut your arm off, right, he want to make sure that everything is, precise, everything is, make sure you don't lose too much blood. But if you are totally sober when he cut your arm off, you're gonna have shock, and that's not good for his result.
Well,
he
here's the thing about Joseph Mengele. He didn't really care. It was kind of about, killing an entire race of people.
No, but like, I'm talking about like somebody that's actually a psychopath.
Oh, that's different.
I guess it depends what their end goal is here, right? Like if they're just killing you just to kill you, then I guess they don't really give a fuck how.
Well, that's another
No,
thing.
but like,
that's a thing they talk about on the podcast. There's a bunch of different kinds of killers. They're either process killers or product killers. So either they only enjoy the process of killing, or they're trying to make a product and they're getting through the killing. So like Jeffrey Dahmer is a product killer. He didn't actually like killing people. He was like an ends to a means. Like Ed Gein was a product killer. But there are people like Joseph Mengele and like what was his name? Dershowitz were all process killers. They liked the kill. So like a lot of stuff like the mutilation shit, like if they would probably want to put you under anesthesia if they're trying to make a product. But if they're just looking to kill you, they don't really give a fuck.
So, okay, let's just go with the one that's wanted to have fun with the process, right?
Yeah.
So, if you are the victim, think about that. If you sit in Hannibal's chair and watching him eating your leg, watching him eating your thigh, what would you be feeling at that moment?
Pain.
Like, will he give you a lot of morphine to make sure that you're not in pain? So you
not.
can enjoy watching him eating your thigh.
Probably not.
That was kind of a thing in the Hannibal TV show. He would drug people and like dismember them and eat them in front of them.
With a nice Chianti.
Also, you guys saw that Clarice is up to date again, right?
We did.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you. We have been watching it on regular television.
Oh, okay. So I mean, do you want me to stop?
I don't think you need to continue because we're kind of caught up now.
We're behind.
Okay.
Clarice.
Oh, Clarice?
Yeah.
We're not way behind. I think we're like 3 episodes or 2 episodes behind.
Yeah, we're probably 2 episodes. Alex, still updated for us.
Okay.